Seriously, that was the best ever.
Neil Hennon makes a strong play to take Joe's job. Just ask Coach Story.
We should be on air.
We get started right from the blocks as we swing through the best of spring sports. We are getting our best faces on to take just a piece of the course with us. A nice scenic view because Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. And Joe, we've been on hiatus for a while. It seems like one of the longest breaks we've taken between sports.
It has been quite a while since we have
it's good to be back.
Made it to the chairs, but yes, it is good to be back. And we're so far, we're having pretty cooperative weather. Not gorgeous, but good enough that everybody's getting an early start to being outdoors and really getting good practice.
Well, if you're watching this Tuesday evening, we have our first contest outdoors tomorrow, Wednesday, the 8th of April, and hopefully we'll get that in. And
it may be just a little bit chilly. But a lot of stuff to go through this week. Of course, we've got to preview most of the spring sports. We were not able to visit with the lacrosse teams this week. We're hoping to get with them for next week's show. We are going to be at the girls lacrosse home opener on Thursday.
That should be fun as well.
Park. So we'll start with the Cardinal baseball team. They opened the season on Wednesday, and they're hoping to get off to a better start than what they had last year. While they finished strong last spring, it took them a long time to reach their potential, something they're hoping to avoid this time around. They have plenty of talent and experience, and they're doing something a little different that could help them get a jump start this season.
I mean, the hope is to get starting almost in mid-season form.
That's always the hope, really, but it can be tough in Minnesota. That's part of the reason why the Cardinals spent spring break in Florida this year.
Yeah, we'll be going down there to scrimmage some teams. I think we got New York, Pennsylvania, and Georgia.
The Cardinals scheduled 6 scrimmages that should give them a great opportunity to get back into the swing of the season.
I think it'll be really good to be able to see that live pitching, first early on in the season before we even start our actual regular season games. That'll be really nice.
It will also give the players time to come together as a team and give the coaches a chance to really see what they have to work with this season.
And if we get beat, we get beat. I mean, it doesn't go on the record, and what we're looking for more or less is just the experience against good teams and, get into some time to look at the kids.
The experience could prove invaluable. The Cardinals start the season with a solid core of returning talent, but this will give them a chance to shake off some rust and really be ready when the games actually count. The Cardinals have strong players all over the field, but their greatest strength could be where they need it the most. Like Coach Bright always says, it starts on the mound.
I think we got a really good pitching staff coming up. There's going to be guys fighting for starting roles, guys fighting for relieving roles, and that's always good. We got competition and we got depth on pitching. We're not going to lose games because we just ran out of guys. Even if we end up with a short season, I think we'll be good to go.
The Cardinals have one of their toughest non-conference schedules in years. Plus, the expansion of the Northwest Suburban means they will only play each conference team once, so they'll have to be on their game every time they take the field.
I think we can compete with anybody in the conference. Actually, I know we can, and so I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
So the baseball team opening at home against Minnetonka on Wednesday. They're at Elk River on Thursday and then at Rogers on Friday. And I think this should be a very fun season. And, of course, as we talked about, went down to Florida over spring break and did pretty well.
Yeah, I got a message while they were down there from Coach Bright, very happy especially with the pitching. And then I talked to Coach Coe today, and they went 3-2-1. Should have been 4-1-1. They were up 9-0 in one of their games and put in some pitching, and they lost that lead. They ended up tying at 9. But really happy with the way they hit the ball, really happy with the way they were pitching. And it bodes well for them for this coming season because it allows them to get some games in before they start their schedule here.
Yeah, and you talk about a team that always has some pretty decent non-conference competition, and Coach Coe saying he doesn't even remember the last time they had a non-conference schedule as difficult as this one. And then, of course, Northwest Suburban is going to throw some pretty quality teams at them every night.
Coach Coe said that the game against Minnetonka tomorrow, if you're watching this today on Tuesday, probably toughest team they'll play all year.
And we will be there.
We will be there. Should be a lot of fun. We're excited. Well, the softball team will open its season against Minnetonka on Wednesday as well. Much like the baseball team, the Cardinals, well, they struggled through the majority of their schedule last spring. We're playing much better tournament time. They're hoping to pick up where they left off.
We're going to be really good defensively. We could hit a lot last year. I don't see that changing at all. As long as our pitching comes around, I think we'll be real competitive.
And they will be tested from the very start. The Cardinals open the season against the defending Lake Conference champion Minnetonka team, then face two of the top Northwest Suburban squads to start their conference schedule. These are challenges the Cardinals feel they are ready for. They've scrimmaged 5 times already and felt pretty good about the results.
Some of our strengths is that we have a young team this year. A lot of the girls are experienced softball players, but they are also young. We're excited. We mainly went into the scrimmage looking for some at-bats, and that's what we got. So.
Getting used to live pitching is always the key at the beginning of the season. But another main focus for the Cardinals in those scrimmages was making sure they're all on the same page defensively.
We've worked on situations and just tacking and getting the ball around, and not throwing the ball around, but calling for it when we need it.
We really stressed that. It was something that when we went to the first scrimmage we thought was lacking. We talked about, our catcher needs to be in charge. But just because she's in charge of the whole field doesn't mean everyone else can't tack as well and help it out. So we've worked on that. It's something we've really stressed, and it's gotten better.
The Cardinals know the road that lies before them will be difficult. They will face solid teams every time they take the field. But they feel confident that they've taken great strides and will be more competitive this year from the very start.
It's always nice to win some games, and I just want us to play together as a team, always have nice close games, and if we can win, that's even better.
The experience they return is a big reason for the Cardinals' confidence and optimism, but it's the character and work ethic the team is showing that is making the real difference.
We've had some girls who have really jumped up and grabbed positions this year and stood out. We've got a lot of girls who are working on multiple spots. That was a luxury we didn't have last year. And being able to move some girls around, and it's created a lot of competition. So girls are really pushing themselves to get better.
Well, the softball team will start just like the baseball team. They will host Minnetonka on Wednesday and start their Northwest Suburban Conference schedule at Elk River on Thursday. And Elk River always one of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban. So, and Minnetonka coming in a very good opponent from the Lake Conference. So they thrown right into the fire. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. Coach Nienaber wanted to talk to us about how he wants to change the culture and the attitude of this team, and he feels that they are stepping in the right direction, coming off a tough year last year, hoping to improve on their numbers. Yeah, and they've got a lot of stuff back and a lot of girls back that played a lot last year, and they feel like they should pick up kind of where they left off. So that's a good thing. Tennis team, actually the first spring sport to get their season started. They opened the season this afternoon against Irondale. They lose to the Knights 4-3. Irondale, a new Northwest Suburban Conference opponent that has been a longtime section opponent, and they get the better of the Cardinals 4-3, winning all 4 singles matches. The Cardinals win in doubles, however. Sky and Bobby Yang win at first doubles. Brimmer and Bauer win at second doubles. And Musolf and Michael Yang win at third doubles, 6-3, 10-4. And I believe it was Michael Yang that Coach Storick said when he sent me those, it was his first time ever playing tennis. Pretty impressive. Ever playing an actual tennis match. And he gets a win at third doubles. Nice. I like it. That's very cool. Absolutely. Well, it should be a good year for the Cardinals tennis team as they hope to build on the foundation they set last year. Cardinals are still very young, but they have a lot of talent and bring back a fair amount of experience. Plus, they have a lot of new faces on the court, which give the Cardinals depth and bring some other attributes to this team.
What's nice is we're going to have 3 full squads. We haven't had it in 2 years. And we got a lot of athletes from other sports come out this year. So we're raw, but we're very athletic.
The new members of the team really add to what the Cardinals were already building, a process that started last season and will be taking the next step this spring.
There's definitely a lot of potential. A lot of these guys are very athletic. We're just looking to have a lot of fun and a lot of improvement for this year and for the oncoming years. So.
Step 1 will be just trying to figure out the best use of the talent, athleticism, and experience that they have. With 37 guys suiting up on these 3 teams, there will be plenty of shuffling to find the right combination.
As I just said, we're really young, so we're trying to
find where people fit in, whether they play singles, doubles, just try and find what suits us best and how we can help the team the best and how to look to improve, get more wins out of the season.
Winning is never easy, especially when you consider there are 2 teams ranked top 5 in the state also competing in the Northwest Suburban. And that's not even mentioning the top-notch teams the Cards will face at section time. There will be a lot of work to do between now and the big tournaments, and the focus will be on improving their games every day.
Like I said earlier, we have a lot of athletic guys, so I think what we really need to work on is just building consistency with our shots, getting the balls in, making every point count, going after every single ball.
Our conversations with the team seem to have a theme. Everyone kept mentioning the athleticism, but athleticism is more than just physical. It's also the competitive nature that drives this group.
Do our best we can this season, push ourselves, work as hard as we can practicing games, don't give up, fight till we win or lose. Just that motivation of keep going, don't give up, work as hard as you can.
The Cardinals have a number of goals they hope to achieve this spring, but top of that list is what every team strives for, to improve from start to finish. And odds are pretty good they'll be able to reach that goal.
If I was a betting person, I'd say we're going to improve immensely because they're so athletic. And we got a couple kids that play hockey that came out this year, and they move to the ball so good and their footwork, and so it's going to be fun to watch us progress between now and the end of the season.
Well, you talk about 2 teams in the top 5 in the state. Cardinals open the Northwest Suburban Conference schedule. Well, they open with Irondale. I suppose that's a conference game match now. But
absolutely.
Irondale comes in as a really high-end addition to the conference. I don't know much about Totino Grace and even less about Spring Lake Park's tennis programs, but Irondale's usually pretty good. And then Maple Grove, one of those top 5 teams. The Cardinals will play them on Friday. They're at Anoka next Monday.
If you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And in this conference, you play a lot of good teams. I mean, in any sport, we talk about it all the time.
And we didn't even mention in tennis the word Mounds View.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're pretty good, and they're
really good.
And they're always waiting at section time.
Well, I know we'll have a match on the schedule, and we'll get an opportunity to see the tennis squad as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're up.
You talked about upcoming, so it's me. And unfortunately, this teleprompter works now. The track and field teams are ready for the gun to start this season. The boys, it'll be the start of a new era under a new head coach. Eric Jansen takes over as head coach after 11 years an assistant with the girls program. He's also helped with both boys and girls in long and triple jump for the past few years. So he is familiar with the program and has high hopes of what they'll be able to achieve.
I think we're a pretty young team. They're pretty talented. They got a lot of potential, and I think if we work hard, they can go a long ways. But it's all what they're willing to put into it.
Early on, it seems the Cardinals have the right combination of talent, experience, and work ethic for this team to do tremendous things.
We got some really good sprinters that we've had come back. We got some new sprinters too. We got a lot of good distance guys. I think they can really do something with this season.
Overall, the team is young. They lost a strong senior class to graduation, including their 2 state entrants from a year ago. But everyone seems confident that the newer members of the team will be able to fill the holes and make the Cardinals competitive again this spring.
We've got quite a few younger runners. We don't have as many older ones this year. We lost a lot of seniors, but we have opportunity to move up those younger kids to really improve. So.
This is, after all, the goal they hope to achieve each and every year, taking great strides from start to finish. And they have already taken the first steps towards building a new foundation for the program.
I think we're all just hoping to excel, just do the best we can. We have a lot of a lot of people just going for the first time. So I think just to get them out here is a good thing.
The Cardinals season may be a work in progress, but their mission is to achieve not only this season, but to establish a program that will thrive for years to come.
I think we have a pretty good team. We have a lot of beginners, but this year we can build up our team and look forward to the future.
The lessons they will learn this season are many. Not just about competing in their individual events, but in the rewards they will reap from putting forth the effort required to achieve their goals. And these are the lessons that will last a lifetime.
My goals for the team first is to show the boys that hard work pays off, teach them accountability, teach them some of the life lessons, and then from that I think they'll start to win some races, and then from there we want to be competitive in the meets.
Couple of tri-meets with Northwest Suburban Conference opponents to start the schedule. They're at Centennial, and the Blaine Bengals will be there as well. That's on Wednesday. Then next week they're at Maple Grove and also with the Blaine Bengals, and that is on Tuesday of next week.
It'll be interesting with a new head coach, even though he's had experience in the program, how things will change a little bit now that he is in control. And it'll be interesting to see as the season progresses how this team unfolds.
Well, and another addition to the coaching staff, kind of exciting, A.J. Peterson returns, all-state pole vaulter for Coon Rapids. I think he still holds the pole vault school record, and he is now back to help the pole vaulting team. And I think that is going to be the big question, because everybody was talking about how strong they were, especially in sprinting, but also in their mid and longer distance running events. The track is where this team may need to see some guys really step up and help them be a little bit more competitive with the top teams in the Northwest Suburban. Well, the girls track and field team is hoping to improve on what was a pretty impressive finish last year. That's not going to be easy. Cardinals returned 3 of the 4 girls that went to state last spring, but their overall numbers are down, which will make it even more challenging for the team to reach its lofty goals.
It's definitely smaller than it has been in the past, but the group of girls that we have is a good bunch, and we all work hard, and it's just easy to get to know everyone.
With fewer girls making up this year's team, staying healthy and getting everyone to reach their full potential will be key to the Cardinals' success.
We got some new talent came in, some girls that are going to be helpful and that are going to do, top-end stuff for us, but we're lacking on depth, so we're just hoping everyone can stay healthy and get through it all, but there is talent there, so we are positive on that end of things.
The Cardinals finished 4th in the conference last spring and 3rd at True Team sections. That's pretty impressive, but this team wants to take the next step this spring.
We haven't talked about it, but I'm pretty sure getting to True Team state, placing, just doing our best in all of our events.
There's confidence and optimism in all areas of the team, but in order to get where they want to be, they will need even bigger contributions from more places.
If we can get a couple girls that can really step up and do some nice things in a couple of our different field events where we lost some top-end talent, yeah, we have a good chance of it. But we'll just see once we get going where we're at.
The Cardinals know that getting to the next level will take all the effort they can muster, but they believe all their goals are attainable if they continue to work together and put their best foot forward.
We all have a great work ethic. We all just push each other, don't give up on each other, making sure that we keep together and don't make this an individual thing.
The Cardinals will get their first taste of competition this week, and that is where the true measure of the season will start. No matter the outcome, if they can improve from start to finish, the season will be a success.
So for us, it's about, are you progressing? Are you getting stronger? Are you committing yourself to it completely so that you give yourself the best chance for your best performance by the end of the season?
Well, the girls track team has the same schedule as the boys. Are at Centennial on Wednesday and at Maple Grove next Tuesday, and Blaine will be at both of those events as well. And really excited to see what they have, but again, it's hard to get a real feel for it because only one of the 3 captains was there, and they do have captains in each of the different parts of the team. It was hard to get kind of a real feel on how they are balance-wise, but I think, again, much like the boys, you're going to see a team that has a lot of strong sprinting. You do have Callie Harris back, and she's going to be something to watch in hurdles and in the relay, trying to live up to Amber. Of course, Amber left last year after 3 straight trips to state tournament. Callie was at state in hurdles and on that 4x4 team that set a school record last year as well.
Yeah, and Coach Green talked about, we're not going to have the same kind of depth we've had, and so Obviously, health is really important. The fact that they're getting out, early and getting on the track also is going to help them. And if they continue to stay healthy, they'll be able to achieve some good things this season.
Yeah, more than most. I mean, usually when you talk track teams, you talk 60, 70, 80 members, and here you're talking maybe 40 or 50 at tops. So.
Okay. Well, all the teams have been enjoying our spring weather, but maybe the teams enjoying it the most are probably on the golf course. The late spring the past 2 seasons has had dramatic effects on their schedules and their performance. So the Cardinals are really looking forward to teeing it up and really getting into the swing of the season.
The course appears to be in very good condition. The fairways are great. The greens are growing a little bit. They haven't been mowed yet, so they're kind of slow, but it's certainly nice to be outside than inside in a simulator.
The boys' golf team is incredibly young this season. With 15 kids out, they have just 1 senior.
Otherwise, we're made of juniors and sophomores, so young team. Next year will be great.
The kids are out for the love of the game, and most try to get to the course as often as possible throughout the off-season.
I'm really just getting out, being able to just go whenever you want. Being with your friends is also another great thing, but golf is just fun.
Coach Overski says he's happy to see how many of the younger players are really enjoying the game, taking the time and showing the commitment to work on becoming a better player.
So that's pretty rewarding when you see kids improve. And then, then your performance in tournaments takes care of itself if you become a better golfer.
There are just so many facets to the game of golf, and to be really good, you must master or attempt to master all of them. The more you play, the better you get. But you also learn where you need to do the most work.
Definitely putting for me. Now that we got the new practice facility, the green, that's going to be great help. Hasn't opened yet, though. Otherwise, I think my game's pretty solid.
The Cardinals' schedule this season will include 7 conference matches, weather permitting, of course, with the last being the conference tournament. But they will open their schedule by hosting the Bunker Hills Invitational. With 33 teams, it is the largest high school golf tournament in the state of Minnesota.
And our other tournament that we're in is at the TPC in Blaine. And the last 2 years of those 2 tournaments have been snowed out, basically. So this year we're looking forward to a full schedule.
Knock on wood.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything is weather permitting in the spring, always.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely a better, more positive outlook for the weather so far this year. And as Coach Overski mentioned, both pretty much snowed out all of April, last 2 seasons in a row. So it's nice to see the course open.
Yeah, and Neil Hennon told us that he thinks this may be the 44th season for Coach Overski, and that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I work with guys who are about my age, which, old, and they played for him, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and absolutely a golden soundbite machine is Larry Overski. I mean, everything that came out of his mouth, like, oh, there's another perfect soundbite for. It was like I wrote it for him, which I didn't. But
sure?
Bunker Hills Invite, their 2 tournaments will start their season. Bunker Hills Invite is next Thursday, the 16th, and then they're at the TPC for an invitational on Monday, the 20th. Well, the girls' golf team will have a great balance of talent and experience to start the year, and they will have a wealth of depth. Easy for me to say. Cardinals may have lost their best player to graduation last year, but they have 6 seniors leading a team that boasts 20 players, almost a 50% increase from last season. It has everyone excited about the possibility.
Having a lot of returning players with talent that I think are going to improve their scores considerably from last year.
There's a lot of optimism surrounding the veterans leading the Cardinals team, but perhaps even more optimism surrounding the team's newer members.
I think the team's good. I think there's a lot of new people out this year. There's a lot of new potential, and a lot of them are actually really good.
The program is thriving this spring with an influx of younger players, growing the team from 12 girls last year to 20 this spring. And all the girls are eager to not only be a part of the team, but to learn the love of the game.
Good kids that had really good hearts, and they like the game. They're out here to kind of learn a lifelong sport, and we're going to make the most of that.
To start, the Cardinals, like most golf teams in Minnesota, are just taking advantage of the weather. Unlike the past couple of seasons, the course was open right at the start of practice, making it easier for them to get out and work on their games.
But yeah, I think this year the weather will be nicer. It'll be drier, easier to hit off the grass and in the rough and in all places on the course.
That will help the Cardinals prepare for what will be a busy and demanding schedule. They'll continue to play head-to-head matches against conference opponents, but the expansion of the Northwest Suburban has changed how the schedule works.
It has changed the format quite a bit. When instead of having the 11 teams, we're now at 14 and we have 2 divisions. So we can be the champion of our division, which includes all the Anoka-Hempton schools as well as Centennial and Elk River.
The Cardinals will play each of their divisional opponents once. Plus, the Northwest Suburban has added an 18-hole conference tournament. The seniors know it'll be their job to lead the team in more than just scores, but in character as well.
Kind of like set an example, sort of, like make sure that they're enjoying it, also like making sure that they're getting better, helping them, and then having them like have a good experience so then they can encourage others to join and build the team.
Everyone in the program is dedicated to improving, learning, and most importantly, having fun while they do it.
It's going to be some scores are going to be some fun to watch on occasion, not all the time and maybe not early, but as we go through here, I hope we put on a good show for you.
Well, we expect a good show from all of the Cardinals.
Miss Coach Keeney.
He definitely was there, and Coach Keeney, typically I can count on for 1 or 2 real good Keeneyisms. We didn't really get anything this year.
Well, I heard
some good strong sound bites, but no Keeneyisms.
I heard he's working on a book of Keeneyisms, so he probably didn't want to give anything away.
Yep. Didn't want to give out any teasers. Nope. Well, the girls golf team will start with the Shamrock Invitational week from Thursday, and they're at Champlin Park to start the Northwest Suburban Conference schedule on Tuesday, the 21st. That only leaves the lacrosse teams, who we hope to catch up with this week and have for you next week on Sportsnight. Boys and girls boys are at Champlin Park on Thursday and then host Centennial next Monday. Girls have the opposite schedule. They will host Champlin Park on Thursday, and Howie,
we'll be there.
And then they're at Centennial next Monday. And get this, no practice, at least for the girls team, until this week.
Wow.
So essentially 3 days for Coach DJ to get his players sorted out for this opener.
Oh, he's probably down in the basement in the lab working everything out. He's the scientist, so I have no worries.
He's got formulas?
He's got formulas. He's got beakers. He's got the whole 9 yards, so he'll do well. I'm excited for it.
Well, we hope to catch up to those final 2 teams and have previews for you next week. We hope to get all of our stuff in as scheduled. Baseball season opener on Wednesday, hosting the Minnetonka Skippers. Coverage will begin here at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Then lacrosse will premiere at midnight. Game time is actually what, 6:30? 7:30?
I think it's 6:30.
6:30. 6:30.
Yep.
From the sports complex, we will be there. We get our first look at the softball team when they host Maple Grove on Monday the 13th. That will also premiere here at 8 o'clock. That's going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN, for the entire crew, including the one and only Howie Shapiro. I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.